Okay, so here we go. My first time trying to do this voiceover on our new Mac computer that we got. You'll see here some drawings. I was mentioning in another video that we were starting to build a house in the Philippines. And what you're seeing right now is the drawings that I made on some graph paper of what the basic concept is of what we were trying to do. And this is what we sent over to the Philippines, and an engineer that was working with the contractor that drew up the plans. You'll see it's a two-story house with a roof deck on it. And there's a side view idea of the stairs, the half landing. Then you go up to the second floor, the same thing. The stairwell is open all the way up to the roof, and with a large glass window there behind it to let in light. That's kind of a front view of the house. Balconies in front of the bedrooms. Balcony around the top there. Hopefully we can keep people from falling out. That's facing a road that runs right by the house. I guess the project has attracted a lot of attention there in this little town. It's going to be very tall. I don't know, my wife says from talking to her mother, it's probably going to be like the tallest building in town, as far as, at least as far as a home, you know. But anyways, the story is pretty amazing. It's been like 4 weeks now. They're just starting the 5th week working on it. I'm just finally getting around to sharing some clips of what's going on over there that we got from her mom and our nieces. You see there's a little balcony in the back over the dirty kitchen. And what you're seeing here is work on these clips that I've selected. I just went through and picked out some clips to show what they're doing. It's not in any particular order or anything, but these are from like the first week they were working on the house. They're really going fast. You'll see there's lots of trees and stuff there. Actually, my wife's mom and two of our nieces were living there in this old hollow block house that you see kind of on the left there, that her father built a long time ago. My wife's father died when she was only like 8 years old, but this is the house where, that she basically grew up in, where they lived. And they're actually going to be tearing that down. We talked before about maybe doing a remodel, try and do something for that house there, but really it was in no kind of shape, kind of crumbling. And we were talking about building a house over there anyway, so basically it ended up being a project where we're just building a house right there. We do have another piece of property over there. We've talked about doing some kind of like an event center or a little resort there maybe. So we'll probably just do the house here, or not probably, we are. You'll see there a wall. We had that built a few months back next to a little church there that's beside the property. Of course, I'm still here in America. My wife and I were both still here working, and my wife's mom is kind of there keeping an eye on things. And it's pretty amazing, though, what they've gotten done. A lot faster progress than I expected. And right now they just finished this past weekend pouring the concrete on the steel decking for the second floor. And a lot of hard work. We've got like, I don't know, 16, 17 people there. And they're using really thick, like 16 millimeter rebar for a lot of this. Each floor is going to be about 3 meters tall. And a lot of my wife's relatives that live there, been saying, why are they using such thick stuff? But we're trusting the engineer on this. We want to make sure it's nice and strong because it's going to be a tall building, and don't want it to be come tumbling down. We want to make it nice and strong. But the guy who's basically doing all the construction, that runs the construction crew, the contractor, he actually said no to a lot of other projects. We told him we were going to get started around the 1st of May, and so he kind of told a lot of other people no, so he'd be available to start working on this project. And they're really, he's really a good contractor. Some people that wanted to work with him on it, even people, I guess, in his family, he told them no because they weren't hard enough workers. He really keeps them going, and they've been making incredible progress. I know the one question a lot of people will have is why do you go ahead and start doing this when we're not even there right now to keep an eye on things. And obviously it entails a huge amount of trust in my wife's mom and the people that she knows that are working on this, some of their relatives, and like one of the people they know that kind of the engineer that drew up the actual plans that they're working off of and taking care of the permitting and stuff. But certainly no complaints about the way things have been going. I feel bad for her mom and my nieces. They're kind of having to put up with a lot of inconvenience while this is going on. They actually had to relocate their CR in their house while this is going on. So it's a kind of a hardship for them. I'll be happy when it gets to the point where they can, get in there and get all the exterior and the walls and everything done and get the windows and doors and everything on, at least to get it nice and weatherproof. Don't know. Finishing off all of the interior might be a project over a period of time, but obviously we're committed and we're doing it. So a lot of people would not do that. I was at a situation where I'm 59 and a half, and I thought, well, I'll take some money out of my savings plan at work and get started working on it and do it. My wife and I are both here working. We'll be here, I don't know, several more years at least, probably in the United States, and we can keep working and making money and getting stuff done. And the longer I work, the more I'll have coming in retirement anyways. So now seems a good time to do it. The only downside, of course, if you're taking money out of your savings while you're still working and making good money, is you're spending a lot of money on taxes on that money you're taking out. You're probably spending 20-25% of it on taxes, which is not fun. On the other hand, by the time we retire, I retire from the post office and move over there, it might cost twice as much to build this place. And I think for the way that things are going, I certainly think that we're getting our money's worth with the way that things are being done. You see these large large columns here. We've got a couple of large columns that are going up. I think those ones there are right next to where the stairs are going to be. We ended up in the drawings that I had. I didn't have any internal, interior support, support columns for the second floor, which we needed to have. You can see there, chopping away at a tree in the middle of the project. This was all in the backyard of the house where my wife grew up and where her mom lives. So they had to get rid of that stuff. They're going to backfill in some of that, on the bottom floor before they pour the concrete and everything for the bottom floor to bring it up and make sure that they've got good drainage and there's not going to be any flooding issues or anything. But they got those two columns at the bottom of the stairs. That was one of the main things we were going for, was to have a pretty open floor plan on the bottom floor. Nice. My wife always wanted a really nice kitchen with a big island and a nice open concept. So we're going to have the stairs there, that you can, the stairs will be open. Don't really want the big concrete steps going up to the second floor and all that. But that's mainly going to be, I guess, the one big architectural feature will be those half landing stairs going all the way up to the roof, and let a lot of light down through that central open part. But I've been talking about, how I was going to start sharing some videos about the project, and I thought, well, off work on vacation, one of my friends is visiting from out of town. We've been running around to Disney and everything the last week or so, and try and get some video up this week. Like I say, they're starting on the 5th week now. This is all basically from the first week they were working on it. When I get around to showing some of the new, more recent stuff, it's pretty amazing how much progress they've made. They were all happy. They were asking my wife's mom if we could buy them some beer when they got done pouring the second floor of the concrete Saturday night. And they were very excited that we got them 3 cases of beer. I guess they're not used to being treated that well. And so hopefully it'll be a good experience for everybody. They'll have some nice steady work for a while, and try and show them our appreciation, because they definitely are doing a great job. But anyways, there's the old, the house where my wife grew up. They actually were running strings through that. We originally were going to do a 6 by 9 meter house, and then they told us, well, you've got 10 by 9 meters available if we go through part of the house. So it's going to be a nice place.